You must be thinking about making a move to Grandview, Missouri. Well, today is your lucky day. You've come to the right place. I put together a map video where I'm going to take you around Grandview from bird's eye perspective, show you all the highways, the schools, the shopping, everything that you need to know about what makes Grandview a great place to live. Hi, I'm Max Jones. I'm with the Mojo Real Estate team, and my partner Zach and I have been in business for over 20 years helping people just like you move to Grandview and move within the Kansas City metro area, and we love it. Don't take my word for it though. Hop on Google, check out all our Google reviews. We have over 650 reviews online, and you can see exactly what our clients have to say about their experience working with us. So thanks for tuning in. I'm going to take you into the map video, but before I do, I want you to stick around because at the end, I'm going to reveal the reason that Grandview is on the local news every night, and you won't want to miss that. So, all right, let's dig into the map video here. I've got Grandview pulled up, and it's outlined here with the red checkered line. And before I dig into Grandview specifically, I want to back out and I want to show you where Grandview sits in context to the Kansas City metro area, so you can get a little perspective on where Grandview is. All right, so as we zoom out here, you can see the Kansas City metro area is all of this tan area. Grandview sits kind of south, a little bit east, but pretty much south central Kansas City metro area, just inside the Missouri state line. So here's the state line as it comes down, and Grandview is just inside Missouri. Over here is Kansas, of course. And then everything north of this river, Missouri River here, we consider the Northland. Think of it as more centrally located, but it's actually pretty far south. So if you travel a lot for work, the airport, the Kansas City International Airport, is right up here, and that is quite the jaunt from Grandview. But if you don't travel for work, then it doesn't really matter. If you just travel a couple of times a year, you're looking at like 45 minutes to the airport, so a little more less convenient than if you live up north, but not all that bad unless you travel a ton. So let's zoom in and we can get into the specifics of Grandview here. I'm going to go over the major roads, of which there aren't many really. You've got 49 highway that runs north and south, that kind of cuts Grandview right in half. And then you've got 150 highway here on the south side of Grandview. And 49 highway, if we zoom out just a little bit again, 71 highway turns into 49. And 71 highway is kind of like your old school main drag through Kansas City. It goes up and turns into I-29 and goes clear to the airport. So it comes down and turns into 49 once it gets here at the at this 470, 435 interchange, and cuts right through Grandview. If we zoom in a little closer, you can see that there is a main street to Grandview. Grandview is a fairly older town, and it still retains the main street, which has that original Main Street charm to it, with some of the older local buildings and locally owned shops and stuff. So that is something I like about suburbs, is when they still have that main street, and that is right in here. And yeah, that pretty much does it for the main intersections. Next, I want to highlight the golf courses and parks. So golf courses, there's nothing right in the city limits of Grandview. You do have a course over here on the other side of Longview Lake. You've got a course down here in Raymore called Creekmore, which is a really nice golf course. And then you have Eagle Landing Golf Course down here. But nothing right in Grandview. If you go over to cross this state line and into Leawood, there are tons of golf courses. You've got Lionsgate and Iron Horse right here, but nothing specifically in the city limits of Grandview. Parks, there are some cool parks. There's Meadowmere Park here and John Anderson Splash Park here. Few more little parks, but this Meadowmere Park is really something I want to point out. It is awesome. There's a trailhead for the Longview Lake Trail, which runs all along this Blue River. You see this green line here? This is all walking trails. So I'll go down here to this River Oaks South Park and connect to Meadowmere Park, and then it will run all along this little Blue River all the way up to Longview Lake, which is just a phenomenal lake. And it has trails that go all the way around the lake, or at least not all the way around, it goes all the way up to the marina, the Longview Lake Marina here. I'll click on the satellite view so you can see kind of what I'm talking about. You can't see the trail as easy. It's not highlighted in green. It's right through here, but these trails just go through all along the river, are just phenomenal. And they go all the way up to Longview Lake, which is here, and just a really nice lake. There's no, it has a marina, so there's no docks on the lake, no lakefront properties, but you can get out on your boat, and it's a pretty good sized lake. So just not in Grandview, but just adjacent to Grandview right here on this northeast corner of Grandview. So that pretty much covers for the parks. Major attractions and entertainment. There are some places here that I'll highlight. Okay, so it's pulling up. Most of them are right here along this main street. You've got the corner bar, the doghouse bar, which I think is hilarious. That's when you get in trouble with the wife. You go to the doghouse and they serve drinks there. Looks like Pete's Place Restaurant and Lounge. You've got a nightclub here, Virtue Nightclub. I know there's a Mr. Biggs place too. I think that's this is Mr. Biggs. Up here is another watering hole. So some decent entertainment. There's a Grandview Amphitheater here, where there's some rock shows and concerts. You know, some pretty decent entertainment for an area that isn't super big. Not a huge city, but it was named for Grandview because it sits a little bit on a hill here. You won't be able to tell from the map, the Google Map view, of course, but it sits on a little bit of a hill, and from the hill, apparently there were grand views of the area, so that's where it got its name. As far as shopping goes, shopping malls with clothing and that sort of thing, but there are some good groceries. There's a farmer's market, the Grandview Farmer's Market, and lots of, you've got your typical Price Choppers and Constantino's and that sort of thing, but there are some cool Mexican ethnic grocery stores. So you've got the Rainbow Mexican store here, and El Paisano is another Mexican goods store. Looks like another fresh market here, El Mercado Fresco. So some more ethnic grocery stores, health markets and Dollar Generals and that sort of thing. But the farmer's market is really nice down here on the south side. So plenty of grocery store options right within Grandview. You don't have to drive across town to hit the grocery store. Let me see. Oh, major employers are this Richards Gebauer area employs a ton of people. So this right in here, you've got the National Nuclear Security, not within Grandview. I'll click on the map view so you can see, get a better idea. It's kind of an industrial area right here. So you've got, I know there's like a Walmart distribution center, tons of employers right in this Richards Gebauer area. There's some refuelers, some Kansas City intermodal, packaging plant, right in here, kind of a manufacturing area, and it's right along the railway, of course. So that's how they bring in all the stuff they need for that industry. But that is one of the biggest employers in Grandview, is going to be that Richards Gebauer area, just on the southwestern corner of Grandview. The Grandview High School, well, there's the middle school over here, and the high school is right here. Not really known for being the best high school in the world. Grandview is, one of the benefits of Grandview is it's a median price point is $127,000, which is one of the lowest median price points in the Kansas City area that, as far as the suburbs go. There are bad areas that are less expensive, but for being a relatively good area, not terrible crime rate and that sort of thing, Grandview is really one of the most affordable places in the Kansas City Metro. The problem with that is the tax base doesn't end up being very huge to support, having amazing schools. So Grandview still has everything, all the sports and, track and field and football and baseball and tennis, and it offers all of the things that you would want, but just academically not known for being the best school district in Kansas City area. But so that's where the schools are, the middle school and the high school. You've stuck around to the end, so I am going to reveal the reason that Grandview is on the news every night. So just north of Grandview is this interchange right here, and they call this the Grandview Triangle. Well, anyway, you hear about the Grandview Triangle. I mean, look at this web of highways and interchanges right here. The reason you hear about it on the news is there's always a wreck on the Grandview Triangle that blocks up everybody's commute. So you've got helicopters flying over and taking video of all the cars backed up, and the Grandview Triangle can be a little bit of a nightmare. They actually did some upgrades to it about 10 years ago, so it's quite a bit better than it was. But when I was growing up as a kid, I mean, it was like, oh gosh, you got to go to Grandview, what a nightmare, for youth sports and stuff. If my parents had to take me and play in Grandview, it was like, we better leave early because it's going to be a bear getting through all this. But not as bad today. Be aware of the Grandview Triangle, because if you might end up on the news from a helicopter flying over if you get stuck in traffic on the old Grandview Triangle. But yeah, that's not everything you need to know about Grandview. It's certainly not a comprehensive video. Check out our vlog video. I take you around and show you 3 different homes at 3 different price points in Grandview. We also, Zach and I sit down and go over a pros and cons of Grandview, just to give you an idea of the good and the bad and the ugly as far as Grandview goes. When you're considering that Grandview for a place to live, check out all 3 of those videos. You can also drop a comment below or hit the number in the description below. That number will ring both Zach and I at the same time, and whoever picks it up first, you'll get to talk to. So we would love to hear from you. We want to be a resource for you for all things Grandview, all things Kansas City, and yeah, we love it. So hit us up anytime, and like and subscribe so you'll be notified on the next video when it hits. And until then, I will see you in the next one.